Hello, today I want to talk with you about money management. There are a few skills that are like personal skills that are absolutely crucial in a Mary Kay business. And it's crazy because being in Mary Kay tends to accentuate those if they're strengths or if they're weaknesses. And so time management is one of them, emotional management is another, and money management is another. And that's the one I want to dig into today with you so that you can have an abundant experience and an experience with clarity and feeling like you kind of know what's going on financially in your business. So I do want to say, if you have not completed new consultant training classes, that just kind of gets everybody started. There's 5 classes that you go through and videos to watch. Don't continue this video because it's not going to make sense. You need the groundwork that comes from those videos before you're ready for this one. So if you have had that information, then welcome. And what I want to talk about today is just some tips and some ways to continue to hone what you are doing with your money management for your business. So we talked about in New Consultant Training Class 1, we talk about the 60-40 split, that in your business you want to put 60% of your sales back into your business. So that's purchasing the stock that you need to maintain your inventory, and then an extra buffer of 10% to cover the shipping and the sales aids and samples and all of those things that you do need. 60% of your sales should cover that fully. And so that money is going to simply keep you going. It's going to maintain the stock you have on your shelf, or it's just going to order what you sold. And it's not going to grow your inventory. It's not going to shrink it. It's just going to keep it. Then 40% of your money is the amount you take for profit. So you're choosing to put 10% of your profit into your business, but the rest, the 40%, you're holding on to, and you're keeping that in your profit account. Now, one thing I want to say, I talk about this a lot with new consultants, is as you get going and as you have sales, there are times where you choose to invest your profit more than that 10%. You may choose to invest more of that back into your business, maybe to grow your inventory, maybe to, buy stuff for your office or clothes, or who knows, you're using some of that profit to build your business and grow it. And that's a very wise thing to do. It is good to invest in your company. But here's the thing I want to caution you. Don't let yourself talk to people about your business saying that you haven't made money yet, or that, I'm just putting my money in my business, because that's not really a fair representation to the people that love you and the people that are cheering for you and the people who are even watching you with curiosity. Everybody chooses where to invest their money differently. And so for you to say, I haven't made any money because you've chosen to invest your profit into your business or into other things is not accurate, because 50% of every sale is yours. It's yours to keep. So you can proudly say, if you've sold $300, you can say, I have made $150 profit in my first party, or however long or however much it's been. But that's really important. You need to represent well your business and let them know that you're doing a good job, that you're successful, and that way they don't worry about you too much. And if they are curious, they'll love knowing that you're being successful. And then if you choose to invest your money back in your business, someone else may choose to invest it in Starbucks or shoes. It's all the same. You're spending that money. It's just a matter of where you're choosing to spend it. So own your profit. Own that and share that openly with people. It's a good thing. Okay, so what I want to do now is talk a little bit more about the profit account. This is where it can be just a challenging thing to figure out, how do I organize this money? Because obviously your inventory account is set. You're using that account with the 60% of the money to reorder things, to purchase stuff from Mary Kay and Touch, and that's it. That's all you do with that account. So it's pretty straightforward. The money goes in, the money goes out. The money goes in, the money goes out. With your profit account, there's a lot more in and out that can happen. So I want to share with you a program that I've used for my account that I still use that helps me just know what is the money in there for, and where's the money that my family should be getting, and even how to know what my expenses are over a 3, 6, or even 12-month period, so I know what to expect income and expense wise. So the program that I use for my profit account is actually a program on my phone. It's called YNAB. This is the app right there. This app opens up and you can keep track of your budget on your phone, on your iPad, and on your computer. And it links to as many devices as you want. So my husband and I both have the app on our phones so that we can both see exactly how much money we have. And you can tag it to budget lines. So you can say, okay, there's, say, $1,000 in the bank, and $200 of it is set aside for our mortgage. $100 of it is set aside for our cell phone. You can delineate out how that money is going to be used so you know exactly what that money is sitting in there for, and it's not just this random in and out and hope you have enough at the end of the month. It's so nice, and it's very user friendly. So I recommend that program. I love it, and I've loved using it. It's really helped. So with YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget, when you set it up, it allows you to link it to your bank account so you can download transactions, and then it also has you set up your categories for that budget so you can delineate out which ones you want. And I will just share with you the categories that I have for my profit account. I have a line for a category, I should say, for postage. I have a category for meeting fees when you have to pay for a training or something like that. I have a category for cell phone. Because it's a tax deduction, your Mary Kay business can and should pay your part of the cell phone bill. I have a category for office help to pay the people who help me. I have a category for advertising, which would be the preferred customer program and anything else like that that I might pay for. I have a category for events, which is when we travel to go to career conference or seminar. That's what I categorize those expenses as. I have a category for internet because, again, our business can pay for our internet for our home, and it should, so I use that. I have a category for like coaching things that I sign up for. So if I get a subscription to a program or I pay for someone to mentor me or something like that, I have that category. I have a category for office supplies, a category for meals and food, so coffee dates with clients and things like that, a category for childcare, and then a category for gas. Because if you drive a specific vehicle and it's like your main car that is like your main one that you drive, then your gas you can purchase out of your profit account. So this is one reason why it's so important to have some organization here. As you'll notice, some of our family expenses are being shifted into my business. And so for me to not track that, I could think, oh, Mary Kay only paid me $100 this month or something like that, and forget that, oh yeah, it paid my $150 cell phone bill, it paid my $35 internet bill, and it bought gas in my car for $70. That is money that my family gained or my family saved from my business. So it's really important to be able to separate out those expenses, and also it helps you to be able to project how much money you need to keep in that account to pay for some of those expenses. So when you first get started with using something to track your money, it's a guess. You're like, well, I don't know how much money I need for postage in a month. I don't know how much money I need for, preferred customer program. So you're guessing. You're trying to take an educated guess and maybe look back at your bills or your bank statements. But after 3 months or so, you start to get a good handle on what your spending is. After 6 months and then after a year, it's really helpful. And so the cool thing with YNAB is that they have something called reports, where you can generate a spending report and you can see how much you spent from each category. If you tag each expense with the correct category, it'll tell you spent this much in the postage category this month, or these 6 months or whatever. And I just love using that because it does help me to be able to see how much money do I need to set aside, or ooh, my Starbucks is quite a lot. Should I rein that in a little bit? It just helps you to be aware of what's going in and what's going out. Also, you can enter in, of course, your sales and the commission checks that you earn, so you can see how much income is coming in exactly, and you're not just trying to guess, but it actually is entered in your phone and on your computer, the deposits that you make. So you can very quickly see how much money did I deposit into my Mary Kay account from sales. And it's exciting to see that. It's one thing to report it on, your weekly accomplishment sheet, but it's another to see it in your bank statement and in your actual banking app. So what I love is that I'm able to, as I have expenses, I try to enter the receipt immediately into my phone on this app. So at Panera today, I took my phone out, entered in my $6.47 in the meals and food category, entered it, and then I set the receipt aside, and I have my assistant scan my receipts in the computer, and then we throw the paper away. So there's a record for my taxes of the receipt, and it's also been entered in my bank account, and I know how much money is still in that account, and I know what my spending needs to be for meals and food for this week and this month. So that program has been one of the most wonderful things, because it's really helped me to clarify how much money needs to be in that account so that I know I have money set aside for events, for travel, but then I also see, okay, this much money is left over. I haven't assigned it, so that's the money that needs to go to my family. Let's move it into our personal bank account. And it just gives you clarity of what you're spending. It gives you accountability of where you might be overspending, and it also helps you to know exactly what money needs to go to your family without robbing your business either. And of course, early on, you don't have a ton of expenses. You don't necessarily have large amounts that are set aside for office help and childcare help and all of that. But if you start now with just a little bit, as it grows, you're going to be in such a better place. Let me assure you, I made every mistake in the book. And my problem, money-wise, was always a lack of organization. It was always a lack of planning, a lack of clarity, and it caught me up. And we had several moments of come to Jesus time, because we're a mess and we've got to get this organized because we don't know where all the money is at. And that's not good. That's not good. And that then touches on integrity. How can you look at someone and say, yes, I love Mary Kay and it's making me money, if you don't really know, or you're kind of making money, but you just leave it all in there because you don't really know how much money you need for your business, and that's not good. It's also not good for your husband who's watching the kids and helping support you as you go out the door to work your business. He needs to see that income. He needs to see the numbers. And you also need to know, what does it take to run my business? That way you have clarity and you have peace and you have confidence to share with women about the business that you are running. So I hope this helps, and we'll talk more in the future.